This guy. This guy. He only appeared in the beginning of Final Fantasy XII and only says 3 or 4 lines of dialogue. And then he dies and don't appear more in the game until he appears as an ethereal form and doesn't say anything, just stands there like a ghost statue. But Gumi made him a character, a powerful character, even better than the protagonist of the game. Rasler is better than Van, Rasler is better than Fran, Rasler is better than forget it, everybody's better than Penelo. Screw you, Penelo! Hey everyone, Final Fantasy Exvius Tactics channel here. Today I'm going to talk about the other base 4-star unit of the Final Fantasy XII batch, Rasler. Rasler, the husband of Ashilia Talmasca, that he has a big role in the Final Fantasy XII character. How can you not forget him? All the heroic things he do, how he helps you in the game, totally deserves spot here. Rasler is a tank that has very interesting abilities and probably could be better than all tanks we have now, like Cecil or Snow. But what abilities have Rasler and how can help you in the game? Let's check it out. This is Rasler. His base stats are we can see that Rasler can equip daggers, swords, great swords, light shields, heavy shields, helms, light armor and heavy armor. In the magic we can see that Rasler has Cure, Cura, Curaja and Esunaga. This is the first time in the game that we see Esunaga here. That is nice because it can cure all the stats ailments except virus and stone. And also you can dual cast it because it's a magic, so if you give Rasler a dual cast materia, you can some turns cast Kuraja and Esunaga. This is good because most of the AoE cure stats, ailments, abilities can be dual cast, so you only can cast that ability that turn. With Rasler you can dual cast it. In the abilities we have the passives HP 20%, defense 20% and spirit 20%. We also have Sentinel, that is a passive skill that activates with 30% chance when an ally receives damage. You cover that ally with a damage mitigation of 50% physical and magical. We have Blade Blitz. We have All Resist Light. It's a ability that increases the holy resistance of all the allies by 50% for 3 turns. We have Resist Light. It's a passive skill that increases Rasler's holy resistance by 50%. And Hair of the Throne that also increases another 50% holy resistance and blind resistance to Rasler. We have Vanguard Slayer. It's a passive skill that increases the defense in 50% when a heavy armor is equipped on Rasler. We have Sword Mastery. It's another passive skill that increases the attack of Rasler in 50% when a sword is equipped. We also have Patriotic Slash, that is a skill that does 300% 7 holy hits to the enemy, and that skill can chain perfectly with Ash chain skill too. So also it is holy element, so it can chain perfectly for Orandude skill or any unit that has holy element or holy weapons equipped. So this skill, it's a nice chain blanket for your party. And finally we have Royal Obligation. It's a skill that when activated has 20% chance to cover all the allies with 30% physical and magical mitigation for 1 turn. This is a toned down Light is with us of Guardian of Light. it only lasts 1 turn, Water of Light is 3 turns, and also has less probability to activate it. Royal Obligation is only 20%, the Light is with us is 50%. So because it's only 1 turn, you have to activate it all the turns to cover all the party. Okay, let's see how those skills works in the battlefield right now. First of all, I'm going to show you that my Rasler is full pot in HP, defense, and almost full pot in MP. That, and with Odin Esper, I have Enhancer, Second Knife, Imperial Helm, Demon Mail, Roller's Ring, 2 attack 15%, attack plus 30%, and Swelling Power. With that, I got Rasler with 5600 HP, 509 attack, 417 defense. That is a high defense rate even if I don't equip shields or defensive materials and equipment. That is nice for Rasler. So let's go to the dummy to see how much damage he do. Right, first let's see Rasler's normal attack. Sure you can. Okay. Now let's see Blade Blitz. Okay, low damage. Next, let's try Patriotic Slash. Okay, it's still low damage. The attack is the same as Ash chain attack, so they could chain perfectly. The sad part is that the chaining is the damage of the Patriotic Slash is very low, so Rasler is not fit for being a physical damage unit. Okay, if you use Rasler as a tank, how can you build him that having the best HP and the more spirit you can for the Kuraja? I have Rasler with Survival Edge, Army Shield, Survival Helm, Force Armor. I use equipment that gives defense and spirit sacrifice, a little defense for that. Garmina's Boots, Vitality Apparatus, and 4 HP plus 15% materials. With that, I can get Rasler with 9000 HP, 474 defense, and 226 spirit. If we compare this build with Cecil, that with the same equipment, we can see that Cecil has almost the same HP that Rasler, only 20 points bigger, and has 441 defense, 30 points of defense less than Rasler, and 204 spirit, 20 points of spirit less than Rasler. So in the HP they are almost equal, and in defense and spirit Rasler is bigger. Now if we go with the full TM build, we can have Rasler with Defender's Daggers, Aegis Shield, Grand Helm, Maximilian, 2 Archer's Talismans, 3 HP plus 30% materials, and defense 20% material. We got Rasler with 10,000 HP and 608 defense. That is a big amount of defense and also big HP, so Rasler is a competent tank that can also heal, but it doesn't have bigger defense than Wilhelm, and his cover abilities are not better than Water of Light. So I think Rasler could be in a honorable 3rd place in the tank ranking right now in global. It is better than Cecil. Well, in the cover abilities it's not better than Cecil because Sentinel is only 30% and Cecil has Saintly Wolf that is 75% to cover. But he has AoE cover that only lasts 1 turn, but if you cast Provoke the first turn and then only cast the AoE provoke with Rasler, you can try to get a good tanking process with Rasler. Also, Rasler has Esunaga that you can dual cast with him. Cecil doesn't have any cure ailment skills, but Cecil has focus. Rasler doesn't have any stat buffing abilities. So Rasler has good things, Cecil has another good thing. They are different tanks, but I prefer more Rasler than Cecil. In the pros and cons of Rasler we have, in the pros, great HP and defense. The values of HP and defense of Raslers are great, and you can reach the 600 defense and 10,000 HP threshold without problem. Good chaining skills. Patriotic Slash is a good holy chaining skill that can work with Orlandiu or any unit that has a holy weapon, and also can chain perfectly with Achilles' chaining skill. Can AoE cover. Royal Obligation has the ability to do an AoE cover for one turn with 20% chance. That is a toned down version of The Light is With Us, but can be effective anyway. Heal and stat cure magic. Rasler has Kuraja and Esunaga. That is very good because you can put a dual cast materia on Rasler and cast those two spells at the same time. Good LB. Rasler's LB increased the defense and spirit of all the allies by 50% for 5 turns in level 1 and in level 25 for 74%. It's a very similar version of Cecil's LB, but lasts 2 more turns but don't add the attack effect to the LB. In the cons we have Royal Obligation for only 1 turn. The fact that you have to cast Royal Obligation every turn makes Rasler locked to only cast 1 spell, and you can't have any other extra turns to cast another things like healing or Esunaga. Low attack. Even Rasler having attack passive and attacking skills, his attack is low, so for dealing damage Rasler is not very fit for the role. No high tide. Comparing Rasler with Cecil, Cecil has high tide that makes him cast his LB almost every turn or every 2 turns. Rasler doesn't have high tide, so increasing the LB bar for him could be more slower than with Cecil. Rasler is a competent tank. It's not stellar like Wilhelm or Warrior of Light, but it's a step ahead from Snow and Cecil. You can have your preference, because Cecil can cast his LB faster and has Saintly Wall that has higher cover rate, but Rasler has Esunaga, can chain, can have bigger defense. But in my opinion, I think Rasler is better than Cecil. Not highly better, but it's a step ahead, like I said, from Cecil and Snow. Well, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please like my video, please subscribe, and see you later.